For a long time, I believe progress came from saying yes to everything. Because if I didn't say yes, that means that I could potentially miss out on an opportunity. But it wasn't about really considering which opportunities were most aligned with myself, but more so feeling like from a scarcity mindset, if I didn't say yes, then I was losing out. The logic seemed simple. The more doors I walk through, the faster I get where I wanted to go. But in reality, that approach slowed me down. And we should always think about and consider what doors do we actually want to walk through. I started to notice it in my business that the weeks where I overloaded myself were the same weeks where my output felt weak. I'd be working all the time, but the results didn't add up. And sometimes it is not true that the more that we overextend ourselves, the better results we get. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't put in effort, but just that we should understand that everything ebbs and flows. And sometimes our output will result in a better result. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily translate to that. On paper, I was busy, but in practice, I wasn't actually moving forward. So that's when I had to step back and admit something to myself. Not every opportunity actually deserves a yes. And not every hour needs to be filled just to prove that I'm working to myself or to others. The projects, the people, and the conversations that drain you, they cost more than time. They cost the clarity, creativity, energy, and the ability you need to show up sharp when it actually makes a difference. So I started to strip down what my commitments were. I asked myself simple questions. Is this task actually moving my business and my goals forward, or is it just filling space? Is this collaboration aligned, or is it just noise? Am I creating because I have something to say, or because I feel pressure to be visible in this moment, even though right now I really need to rest or be around my friends and family and loved ones in a space where I'm not easily accessible? Once I started filtering like that, I realized most of what was draining me just simply was not necessary. And it wasn't necessarily pouring into me, it was pouring into the person or people or venture that I was supporting while I'm thinking that, hey, I'm eventually going to get some sort of benefit out of it that I was never going to get. And clearing out those responsibilities had immediate effects. What I learned is that progress ultimately isn't about volume, but it's about weight. So don't overcomplicate it if this resonates with you. Simply start small, pay attention to what gives you momentum and what stops that momentum, and cut out one thing today that drains you.